In my bathroom, I'm going to show you how to do stack bond wall tiling. Here are some of the things that we're going to require in order to complete the job. We have some power tools, we have spacers, we have wedges, we have notch trowel for spreading our glue, screws, of course a measuring tape, a pencil. Below me here I have some mastic glue for spreading. We have a tile cutter, a mixing paddle, bucket, tiles of course, a spirit level, and also some timber here for our setting up of tiles. First up, what we're going to do is take some measurements in order so that we can establish our datum line. We need our datum line to be perfectly horizontal. We'll use our spirit level to check that. We've calculated how many tiles we'll be using. In this case, I've calculated 6 tiles, so we'll have 6 tiles going from this point upwards. Now the reason for the datum line is that we rely on this as a perfectly horizontal area to start with. Our floors can be uneven and could pose a big problem if we're going to rely on the floor as a starting point for our tiling. So that's why it's important to use our datum line to begin tiling. We've established where our studs are, and now what I'm going to do is just simply drill in with some screws, and we're going to place our bit of timber to establish where our datum line is. Grab our spirit level and check to make sure that we have a perfectly horizontal line. I'm pretty happy with that, so I'm going to screw that in now. We've already prepared our wall here with waterproofing. The membrane does require a specific glue. It's important that you read the packaging before you begin tiling to make sure that it specifies or stipulates that it's suitable for waterproofing. This is a very important point. One little tip is just by simply placing your tile here and using your pencil, you can do a little mark and just move your tiles in, and that will give you a good idea as to what type of cut you'll expect to find at the end. It works out really good, so I'm happy with that. Let's mix up some glue. Pour a little bit of water in to begin with. A little bit of powder. I've mixed up my glue now, so as you can see it's a nice toothpaste consistency, maybe a little bit thicker than toothpaste, but that's ideal for tiling. We're using a notch trowel here. We're going to put a first row of tiles, check to make sure that we're level. We're going to use our spacers and of course our wedges. The wedges are important because they will actually help us to adjust as we go along the level of the tiles if need be. We grab a tile. Initially we're just going to spread some glue behind the tile and lay that first row. So spread your glue, make sure you get plenty of glue. As you can see, I've spread the glue nicely around the tile. If you don't get it all the way to the edges, it's not critical. When we press the tile onto the wall, the glue will compress and spread out evenly. So we'll pop the first tile on like so, clean any excess if need be, and what we'll do is we'll put our wedge. This will allow us to adjust as we go along. Okay, I've got the first tile on there nicely, so what we'll do is we'll continue the same process through to the back. We're using a 1.5mm spacer. 1.5mm is the standard wall spacing for tiles, so this is what we're using today. So just place that there initially. You can adjust or feel if there's any lippage here. You can adjust by using your wedge, and then that way we can be assured that we have a nice straight edge, and we'll be making some adjustments if we need to. What we're going to do now is simply place our spirit level on top and make any adjustments as required. You need to actually sight if there's any spacing underneath and make the adjustment accordingly. Just keep an eye on your spirit level, making sure that you are level. You can make the adjustments. Now we can begin by applying more glue, enough for a couple of rows, and we can speed up the process. It's important to not let this sit for too long. It will skim, it will stop the tile from sticking onto it, so it's important that we work quickly here. I'm pretty happy with that, it's looking fabulous. Over here you'll notice I've left a bit of glue out. We do need to cut a tile here, so I'm just going to place the tile over here and mark it, and then we're going to our tile cutter so we can cut it. Place your tile, move it to 1.5mm spacing approximately. You'll be able to line it up with the tile below. Take your pencil, your marker, and just mark the tile, and now we can cut it. We'll place the tile cutter or the wheel on the tile cutter here over the line that we've just marked. We're going to score it once and we're going to snap the tile so we can cut it. Quite simple really. Just place your tile there, checking that you've done the right cut. In this case it's perfect, so we'll put some glue behind the tile and just place this tile on the wall. I'm happy with that row. We've completed all our tiling. Now we'll remove our datum line, our timber here that's keeping everything horizontal, and we will continue tiling down to the floor.